Call the regular monthly meeting of the Rockwood City Council to order. This time I'd ask that you stand for the prayer by former Councilman Evans and remain standing, pledge the flag.
Thanks again, Mayor, for the opportunity. Thank you, and let us pray. God in heaven, we thank you for a beautiful day you've created. We know it's been windy here lately, and there's been some issues, but you've made us all get through it and allow us to come through those, and we praise you for that. Today the Lord has made, we rejoice, we're glad in it. We pray now as Mayor Miller and this council conducts the business tonight that you'll give them the wisdom, the knowledge to move our town forward. We pray for safety for our police and firemen and all of our city employees. And we pray also for the folks in Ukraine and that situation, that you'll have your way in that, God. Bring peace back to that area. We ask you now to be with all of our citizens. Bless us in every way possible. We ask it in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Call the roll.
Councilman Anderson.
Here.
Councilman Bryant.
Here.
Councilwoman Evans. Here. Councilman Fuller.
Here.
Councilman Holloway.
Here.
Councilwoman Wilson.
Here.
Mayor Miller.
Here. All present. We do have a quorum. You received the minutes from the February 28, 2022 meeting. Is there any additions or corrections? If I hear none, do I hear they be approved?
So moved.
Motion by Councilman Holloway be approved. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilwoman Evans. Councilman Holloway?
Nothing.
Councilwoman Evans?
Yes.
Anyone? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Next item is presentation and approval of financials February 2022 financial report. What's the will of the council?
So moved.
Got a motion by Councilman Fuller to be approved. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilwoman Wilson. Councilman Fuller.
I'll just send it over to Miss Ruby.
Ms. Ruby.
You have a copy of all the bank statements, and as of February the 28th, in the general fund, we had $1,382,974.75. Excuse me. Reserve and emergency, $247,542.60. Payroll, $873.85. In the drug fund, we had $64,830.55. State Street Aid, $232,710.66. The Smile Drug Fund, $107.54. Capital Projects, $805,229. You also have a copy of all the bank statements. And at the back of your bank statements, there's an update on the airport revenues and that we've received through February 28th. So we've received $90,967.59 in fuel sales, $72,751.27 in hangar rentals, and we've received maintenance reimbursements of $1,050.11. You also have a copy of the summary financials, which shows you every department and every revenue line item. At the end of February, we should be about 75%, and everybody's departments they've handled them very well. Our revenues are coming in good. We're already like at 99% of our property taxes. Our sales tax and local option sales tax has done amazingly well this year, and everything is in order, and we'll have some budget amendments for the April meeting.
Anything further, Councilman Fuller?
No, sir.
Councilwoman Wilson?
No, sir.
Anyone else? Ms. Ruby, I got a question. So we budgeted revenue of $100,000 at the airport, and we're already at almost $91,000?
In fuel, yes.
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 And then in hangar rentals, we budgeted 75, and we're already at 72?
Yes, sir.
Question. Are all the hangars,
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
are all the
Councilwoman.
hangars rented? Okay.
We have 30 people on the waiting list.
Well, that's, okay.
Plus our commercial hangar is rented, and we also rent spots inside our main hangar when somebody just needs to stay overnight or something. So that's what's helping boost it really, is a lot of that little extra stuff.
Anything further? Call roll.
Councilman Anderson?
Yes.
Councilman Bryant?
Yes.
Councilwoman Evans?
Yes.
Councilman Ford?
Yes.
Councilman Holloway?
Yes.
Councilwoman Wilson?
Yes.
Mayor Miller?
Yes, and the ayes have it. Next item is public comments. We always like to open the floor to anyone that'd like to address the mayor and council. All we ask is that you state your name and address. This will be the last time you'll be allowed to address the mayor and council unless a council member yields the floor to you. Anyone? Yes, ma'am. I bet you're here about a swimming pool.
I guess, I don't know how you figured that out.
I don't know, but look at that thing you carry every month.
I just want to tell council how proud I am and thankful to see that the swimming pool is on the agenda this week. It really pleases me that this is being addressed, and I'd like to thank each and every one of you for the consideration you're putting into this. It's very important to a lot of us, and I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Yes, ma'am.
Good evening, council members. Ashley Freeberg, 311 Lake Street, Harriman, 37748. We had the opportunity to come before you last month to educate and advocate for a youth-led initiative in the city of Rockwood that included amending the smoke-free ordinance to not only include the prohibition of tobacco, but electronic cigarettes and vaping devices in the city of Rockwood. It's my understanding that the city of Rockwood does not currently have a smoke-free ordinance, so we're asking for your support and consideration in adding this to conversation for next month's agenda. I'm proud to say that this is a youth-led initiative, and I'm very thankful that we have youth leaders here tonight. They've worked really hard on their speeches, so I'm going to allow them, if we may, to come up here and say a few things.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
Hello, my name is Addison Woody. I'm in the 7th grade at Rockwood Middle School. I'm here tonight to ask you to consider voting for a new smoke-free ordinance in the city of Rockwood to protect myself and other youth for the harmful effects of secondhand smoke from tobacco products and vaping products called side steam smoke. According to the CDC, health consequences linked to secondhand smoke in children can cause lower respiratory illness, impaired lung function, middle ear disease, and sudden infant death syndrome. Please consider adding this important ordinance for our youth to enjoy parks without the sights and smells of nicotine products. Thank you, council members.
Thank you.
Hello, my name is April Nelson. I'm in the 8th grade at Rockwood Middle School. We see vaping as an issue not only in our schools, but we see vaping as an issue all around us. We ask for your support in our youth lead initiative to add a new city ordinance that now includes the language of prohibiting tobacco and vapor products at all youth accessible locations, specifically playgrounds and parks. Thank you, council members.
Did you know that if you're around somebody who is using electronic cigarettes and vapes, you're breathing aerosol of exhaled nicotine, ultrafine particles, glycols, metals like lead and nickel, and other toxins? These ultrafine particles are a higher concentration than conventional tobacco cigarette smoke. This can emit harmful chemicals in the air that we breathe while we are at a youth-accessible location such as a park or playground. Please, council members, consider creating this positive change by adding a new city ordinance that prohibits the use of all tobacco and nicotine products at parks and playgrounds for all youth in this county.
Hello, my name is Alyssa Adams. I'm in 8th grade at Rockwood Middle School. Secondhand vape aerosol affects everyone, but certain groups may have a higher risk for negative health effects. Secondhand vaping aerosols pose a high risk for infants and children because of their lower body weight and developing respiratory systems. Exposure to nicotine during pregnancy is risky, and the mother could have adverse effects such as low birth weight, stillbirth, and preterm delivery. All families deserve the right to come to the playground or a park and not worry about being exposed to the sights and smells of all nicotine products, including cigarettes and vapes. Thank you for having us tonight, council members, and allowing us to have our voice heard about the importance of the potential for this new ordinance in the city of Rockwood.
Thank you, council members.
Thank you. Mr. Lefew is going to be looking at a policy and get it ready. Hopefully, we'll have it ready at next month's meeting. Ordinance.
Thank you for your support.
Isn't this wonderful to watch these young people come and speak? That is great. We appreciate it. You should be proud. I know your families are. Anyone else? Yes, sir.
down here on flat ground. Okay. I'm John Dennis, 416 West Wheeler Street. I wish to speak just a little bit on, a couple of you have seen this, President George Washington, father, one of the founders of our country. A great man. We just, President's Day just was on February 22nd. It used to be George Washington holiday, I believe. And he was born on February 22nd in 1732 in Mount Vernon, Illinois. And he was a great patriot. He was came from wealthy roots in that financially, but he gave himself in age 20 or so. He gave himself to the country. He went into, I believe it was the French-Indian War in Ohio and several thereafter, and he was involved in the Constitutional Convention for our country, and then in the Revolutionary War in 1776. And I believe it was 1775 maybe, or 76, he and a group of his cohorts surrounded the city of Boston, where the enemy was at hand at that time, and they besieged the city of Boston and ran the British out. I got British roots, so I'm not going to take it personal, but they weren't exercising righteous dominion over the people of our country at that time. So he had a band of soldiers that he commanded that were what the riches, the rags, and were in rags, but they fought to preserve our freedoms and our liberties. And after the Constitutional Convention, somebody asked Benjamin Franklin, "What is this government that you've given us?" And Benjamin Franklin said, "It's a republic, if you can keep it. If you can keep it." So folks, I just, y'all are civil servants and good people of our communities and ex-military people and so forth. We're not just us, but the world's facing opposition of people that want to take away our agency and our freedoms and our constitutional rights. So I just want to encourage us to keep that in mind and vote for things that are constitutional and for the salvation of our nation and our people. Thank you.
Anyone else?
We have members of the Civitan Club that's here, if they want to come down or whatever they want to do.
They want to stand where they are. We've got a proclamation that we need to approve tonight that I've signed. Ms. Ruby, will you go over it, please?
Yeah, I'm not going to read the entire thing because y'all might nod off and go to sleep or something, but the Rockwood Civitan Club was in existence 100 years on November the 15th, 2021. And there's been a lot of people in Rockwood, former state legislators and a lot of different people that served on in that club over the years. But some of the most recent things that club has been able to do is included constructing a shelter at the football facility so that those with disabilities can watch ball games without exposure to severe weather. They established a walking trail over at Rockwood Electric for people to walk on to promote good health. They annually sponsor a scholarship for graduating seniors at Rockwood High School. And one of their most important things that they're proud of is actively supporting Area 30 Special Olympics of Roane County. One thing I noticed that was left off of it, and we could go back and add it, but they have a very active junior Civitan Club in the high school that takes part in a lot of different things, and they, last 3 or 4 years, I think they've been real active in helping with the Christmas parade. So the Rockwood Civitan Club's been making a huge difference for 100 years, and they will celebrate their birthday April the 8th at Roane State Community College, and Governor Lee has agreed to come and speak. So he will be there at 5 o'clock on April the 8th, just here in a week or two. So we have a proclamation. If Mr. Bobby wants to come down and maybe the paper will take a picture of you getting the proclamation from the mayor. And other members can come down too. Kay, some of the other.
Harold? Becky? Harold?
Please wait a minute. We haven't been here 100 years, okay?
Well,
We feel like
that's optional.
93.
All right, one more time. Miss Lee.
Thank y'all.
Hold on a minute. Yeah,
I
give
want to
us.
say
Yeah.
from the city of Rockwood, for all the things that the Civitan Club has done for this community for a long, long time. And we all appreciate it. I know the council feels the same way, and I know our community does. We want to thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. Committee reports from council. Do we have any tonight? Moving on to old business. Yeah, anybody wants to cut out now? Now's the time to go. If you want to listen to the rest of this stuff. Under old business, ordinance 1284, an ordinance rezoning a certain parcel from A1 to R4. We now have a public hearing for ordinance 1284. Public hearing is now open for ordinance 1284. Anybody want to address it?
Mayor, I would, just for those who may not be here, I'm sorry, last time, if you could explain what this is about, I'd appreciate it.
This is, we're making a parcel of land. It's the land up behind Walmart. It's going from agricultural to R4, which is multifamily residential district. That's a request of a developer that's looking at developing that property. It's been through the planning commission. That went first reading last month for the council. This is a public hearing now for it, and then we'll have second final reading after the public hearing. Anyone else? Hold on just a minute. Anyone else want to address the public hearing? Okay, public hearing is now closed. We'll move to the ordinance. This will be your time. Do we have a motion to approve ordinance 1284 on second and final reading?
Can I ask a question before?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Before, okay, is this the Rockwood Realty Group that we were talking about from last time?
No, ma'am, that's on the lakefront property.
That's on one.
The marina property was the Rockwood
Okay,
Realty.
who's the owner of this property?
The owner, do you know Harold what the Ayler Trust? Dr. Ayler, the Ayler Trust. Do we have a motion to approve ordinance 1284?
So moved.
Motion by Councilman Fuller. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Holloway. Councilman Fuller.
I think it's great. We need some more single-family homes around here, so hope they can put it together.
Councilman Holloway. Anyone else? Call the roll.
Councilman Anderson.
Yes.
Councilman Bryant.
Yes.
Councilwoman Evans.
Yes.
Councilman Fuller.
Yes.
Councilman Holloway.
Yes.
Councilwoman Wilson.
Yes.
Mayor Miller.
Yes, and the ayes have it. Next item is ordinance 1285, an ordinance amending the zoning code of the city of Rockwood by reducing the lot width requirement for the R4 multifamily residential district from 75 to 50 feet within the city of Rockwood. Now I have a public hearing for ordinance 1285. This is the same piece of property. They're going to have cul-de-sacs in it, and they asked for us to drop that distance on the frontage from 75 to 50 foot because of the cul-de-sac. The public hearing is now open. Anyone want to address ordinance 1285? This has been through planning commission, recommended by planning commission, unanimously came here, was approved last month on first reading. Last call on public hearing. Public hearing is now closed. We move to ordinance 1285, second and final reading. What's the will of the council?
So moved.
Motion by Councilman Fuller. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Bryant. Councilman Fuller.
Like you say, it has mainly to do with cul-de-sacs and where they pan out, so lot sizes aren't really going to be smaller. It's just doing away with the excess access.
Councilman Bryant.
He explained it very well, so.
Anyone else? Call roll.
Councilman Anderson,
Yes.
Councilman Bryant,
Yes.
Councilwoman Evans,
Yes.
Councilman Fuller,
Yes.
Councilman Holloway,
Yes.
Councilwoman Wilson,
Yes.
Mayor Miller.
Yes, and the ayes have it. Next item is moving on to new business, resolution 20-09, a resolution showing city support to match funding received from Roane County for water and sewer projects. As they've asked this from the county mayor asked us, he's asking every city to do this. Makes sense. They are giving us $1.4 million, a little over $1.4 million out of that money that they received, and our match would be approximately around $350,000. We'll get with the water department and find out a way to match it, but they asked for us to pass a resolution, I think for the water department too, to pass one, and we'll get with them and work it out to find a way to do it, but this is a good chunk of money, and we appreciate the county doing this. What's the will of the council? I'm sorry. Motion by Councilman Holloway. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilwoman Wilson. Councilman Holloway.
Mayor, I don't see how we can go wrong with this. That's a lot of money we've been getting from the county, and our match is about $358,000. So we can't go wrong with that. I support this 100%.
Councilwoman Wilson.
And nothing, sir.
Anyone? Call roll.
Councilman Anderson,
Yes.
Councilman Bryant,
Yes.
Councilwoman Evans,
Yes.
Councilman Fuller,
Yes.
Councilman Holloway,
Yes.
Councilwoman Wilson,
Yes.
Mayor Miller.
Yes, and the ayes have it. Next item is resolution 22-10, a resolution agreeing to increase match for sewer design on Pump House Road sewer project. As y'all remember, we approved matching that grant out of our funds, and because it's been a while, the grant the project, the design has gone up, so we're looking for an additional, we approved $54,605, correct, Ms. Ruby?
Yes.
The first time, and now our part's gonna be $60,692.50, our match, so we're asking for, I want to come before council to ask that we raise that to raise it $6,087.50. I just felt like since we approved it the first time, that y'all need to approve any increase.
And that approval was out of the CARES Act money that we have already in the budget.
Yes. What's the will of the council?
So moved.
Motion by Councilwoman Wilson. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Holloway. Councilwoman Wilson.
Nothing, sir.
Councilman Holloway.
Nothing, you explained it.
Anyone else? Call roll.
Councilman Anderson,
Yes.
Councilman Bryant, Councilwoman Evans, Councilman Fuller,
Yes.
Councilman Holloway,
Yes.
Councilwoman Wilson,
Yes.
Mayor Miller.
Yes, and the ayes have it. Next item is resolution 2211, a resolution requesting funds from Roane County to assist in the replacement of the community center swimming pool. This is a request to send to the counties because they have those funds available to ask them to consider replacing the swimming pool that is used by not only our Rockwood people, but by county people, and we'll turn it over to them, but this is what the resolution is, requesting funds from Roane County to replace the community center swimming pool. What's the will of the council?
So moved.
Motion by Councilwoman Wilson. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilwoman Evans. Woman Wilson.
Well, we know we need repairs on the pool and you never know if you don't ask, so I think it's a good thing.
Councilwoman Evans.
I just think this is an important thing that we need to do. They need the pool.
Anyone else? Call the roll.
Councilman Anderson?
Yes.
Councilman Bryant?
Yes.
Councilwoman Evans? Councilman Fuller?
Yes.
Councilman Holloway?
Yes.
Councilwoman Wilson?
Yes.
Mayor Miller?
Yes, and the ayes have it. Next item is other business, approval to withdraw from time and attendance program. You remember some time ago, they came to us and asked us to get in this time and attendance software program. And we did, and it just really is not matching up with our system at all. It's not working. It does pretty good on some things, but on other things like accrued sick leave and vacation, we're just having to go in and manually do it every month. So what they're asking is, we want to bring it back to council since we asked to go in it. They want to ask that we withdraw from it. And I agree 100%. If it's making it that hard and we can't get anything done with it, then we need to get out of it. And we're not the only community having problems with it. What's the will of the council?
Make a motion. We'll withdraw.
Motion by Councilwoman Evans that we withdraw. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Bryant. Councilwoman Evans.
If it's not working, we need to be out of it. We don't need to be paying for something we're not using. I echo that.
Anyone else? Call the roll.
Councilman Anderson?
Yes.
Councilman Bryant?
Yes.
Councilwoman Evans?
Yes.
Councilman Fuller?
Yes.
Councilman Holloway?
Yes.
Councilwoman Wilson?
Yes.
Mayor Miller?
Yes, and the ayes have it. Next item is to declare public works item surplus. You saw the list there. It's an old green former animal control vehicle and a pavement roller. Since we bought a new one, they're wanting to declare it surplus. What's the will of the council?
Make a motion myself.
Got a motion by Councilwoman Evans. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilwoman Wilson. Discussion. Councilwoman Evans, do you have anything?
No.
Councilwoman Wilson.
No, sir.
Anyone? Call the roll.
Councilman Anderson?
Yes.
Councilman Bryant?
Yes.
Councilwoman Evans?
Yes.
Councilman Fuller?
Yes.
Councilman Holloway?
Yes.
Councilwoman Wilson?
Yes.
Mayor Miller?
Yes, and the ayes have it. Next item is promote Officer Patrick Riker to Sergeant effective April 1st, 2022. This is the recommendation of the chief, and I support it. What's the will of the council? Motion by Councilman Holloway, seconded by Councilman Bryant. Councilman Holloway.
Chief's recommendation, and I'll go along with it.
Councilman Bryant, I'm sorry.
I go along with that. He's a good officer, and I believe he'll make a good one.
Anyone else? Call the roll.
Councilman Anderson?
Yes.
Councilman Bryant?
Yes.
Councilwoman Evans?
Yes.
Councilman Fuller?
Yes.
Councilman Holloway?
Yes.
Councilwoman Wilson?
Yes.
Mayor Miller?
Yes, and the ayes have it. Next item is declare police 2011 Crown Vic and other seized vehicles surplus. You have that list in front of you, and this is a recommendation of the chief. Need to get them out of the way. What's the will of the council?
So move.
Motion by Councilman Bryant. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilwoman Evans. Councilman Bryant.
Go ahead and get him out of here.
Councilwoman Evans. Anyone else? Call the roll.
Councilman Anderson?
Yes.
Councilman Bryant?
Yes.
Councilwoman Evans?
Yes.
Councilman Fuller?
Yes.
Councilman Holloway?
Yes.
Councilwoman Wilson?
Yes.
Mayor Miller?
Yes, and the ayes have it. Next item is to consider bids for demolition of commercial buildings. We received on the Pierce building, which is on Front Street, we received 4 bids. On the big building on West Rockwood Street, we received 3 bids. The low bid on the West Rockwood Street was EAI, and theirs was $36,300. That's demolition only. We have already removed the asbestos out of that building. On the Pierce building, the low bid is $33,800. That's asbestos removal and remove the roof. we as the city are gonna tear down the walls. Rick feels confident that they can get that done. So the total of the two low bids is $70,100 for both. So we've got a demolition line item that we're gonna take it out of. There's not enough money in it now, but there will be at the end of the year. Plus we got the ARP funds, and then we've still got a little bit of CARES Act money left. But we're at the position now, we've got to get these buildings down. Let me give you an example. Harold went the other day, been probably a week ago, there's a little room off to the side of one of them. There was 4 mats in there where people had been sleeping. So he had Rick take his people and tear that down, and so we could get them out of there. But as I said last month, you know, we had somebody driving by, saw kids going in the front of that big old building, and y'all seen the pictures of it. They are gonna fall. And when they do, we sure don't want someone to get hurt or get killed. We have a responsibility to get these buildings down. And I know that's a lot of money, but I think we're doing it as cheap as we can do it. And we're making sure that they've got liability insurance, both companies. And again, one of them is the price you see for the big building, or the one I call the big building on West Rockwood, is that's for demolition only. Asbestos, we've already got it out. We're done with that. The second building, which I call the Pierce Building on Front Street, it's asbestos removal and take the roof. That's what they recommended how we do it. So that's what Harold took the bids on. The city will do the rest of it. So do I hear a motion, before we get into discussion, do I hear a motion we approve the 2 low bids?
So moved.
Motion by Councilman Hallway, seconded by Councilman Bryant. Councilman Hallway, do you have anything?
I just think we need to get them tore down, like I say, Mayor, before someone gets hurt.
Councilman Bryant.
Yes, we need to get them down as quickly as possible. They are a danger to the public, a hazard.
Anyone else? Councilwoman Evans.
Question. How long will it be before they start demolition?
Harold, do you have any idea what the time frame is on the demolition?
No, I haven't called any of the companies to find out how soon they can start.
Okay, will you,
After tonight, and I'll call them tomorrow.
he'll call them tomorrow after we
Okay, let
approve
me
the
ask
bid.
you this. If we were to have the police put tape around the buildings, saying in case that someone were to cross over and then they get hurt, they could come back at the city. If they cross over that tape,
Yeah,
then that's their responsibility and not ours.
I think we already
Can we do that?
I think we have some, but Rick, could you see, you got some, will you check on that in the morning and make sure we get both of them taped off if we don't? That's a good point, that way maybe it help us a little bit liability wise. But you can see about those 2 buildings. And Harold, will you, if this motion is approved, will you get with us and let us know what their time frame is on tearing both down? And it is 2 separate companies, correct?
Correct.
So their time frame could be a little different.
Yes.
Man.
Councilman Bryant.
I would like to ask if the police chief would have the officers to go by and do extra patrol when they have an opportunity, to also make sure that no one's laying around or putting a cot or whatever in there. You know, help that situation. Maybe it'll keep them away till we get it down. Hopefully that'll be soon, very soon.
Harold, did they act like that they were gonna move on pretty quick?
Well, you know, they didn't tell me because that wasn't one of my questions, but I'm pretty sure they will. But a lot of these big contractors are pretty busy. But one of the things that I wanted to mention about Steve's kind of question is that what I'm asking is that we block the eastbound side of Rockwood Street while they're knocking the front part of it down.
Probably a good idea, but we're gonna have to look at that, because that's gonna be hard to do with those railroad things there.
Yeah.
You know, those things in the middle of the road, that's gonna be hard to do. I don't know how you would do it,
Well,
to be honest with you.
They don't know how long it would take, probably less than 3 or 4 hours to knock the front down. They just need to get the top down to make sure that there's nobody driving up there that they can possibly hurt.
We can work that out, we just need to, they need to get with us, and let's get a schedule, we'll get with the chief, we'll figure out something to do.
Yeah.
But that's gonna make it I think it would be easier to block it off than it would be to try to get them to go around if it's only a 3 or 4 hour time frame.
I mean, the trains block Radburg for all day sometimes.
Yeah, that's true.
And we block it off when we have the festival.
Yeah, so we can probably get it. Anything else? Councilman Brown?
Yes, could we ask them if they could come and do this in view of the danger here? Are they aware of how it is and the danger it poses? Can we
Yeah,
ask them?
they've looked at it.
They have?
Yeah.
But they're aware of how dangerous
Yes.
it is? Okay, very well.
Another question.
Councilwoman, I'm sorry, Councilman Brown, are you done?
I'm done, thank you.
Councilwoman Evans?
The bricks coming out of the Pierce building,
Uh-huh.
and well, the other one too, will the city be taking those bricks?
No, they will be that's part of the demolitions. Get rid of it all.
What, you
Yeah,
might
we'll
able
be
to-
getting
I
the
think
ones-
you could probably sell
Oh, we'll be
those.
getting the ones out of the Pierce building because we're tearing it down.
Well, that's what I asked.
Yeah, but the other one, no, they will
But
take
the
it.
Pierce building, so the
Yes,
city
yes.
can sell those bricks.
Yeah, we can do whatever we can do with them. If somebody wants to buy them,
Make a price on a truckload or,
yeah, whatever. We can work with Rick on that to see if anybody's interested in them.
I'm interested if you, yeah, let me know.
Harold, do you have something?
I think we should just, if people want them, it's gonna save us from hauling. And I talked to Rick about that, and he said if they wanna come in there with a truck or a trailer, he can load them in there just as easy as he can load it in our dump truck.
And see and that's really a big savings to us
yeah.
because we're gonna have to pay for somewhere to dump them. So if people want them, we'll load them up for them.
That's great, yeah.
Anything further? Call roll.
Councilman Anderson?
Yes.
Councilman Bryant?
Yes.
Councilwoman Evans?
Yes.
Councilman Ford?
Yes.
Councilman Holloway?
Yes.
Councilwoman Wilson?
Yes.
Mayor Miller?
Yes, we will be coming back to y'all with some budget amendments to pay for all of it as we get on in the year. Moving on to council comments, Councilman Bryant, do you have anything?
I'd like to thank everybody for coming out and what we've done here tonight. I believe we've made some good leeway, and I appreciate everybody's comments, and thank you for that. Thank you.
Councilwoman Wilson, do you have anything tonight?
Yes, sir. I think I spoke last time about how some of the buildings downtown are being utilized and not, how do I say this? Being utilized as like storage buildings, and they're not being maintained as they should. So I started looking into some stuff. And Knoxville and Oak Ridge and like, I think it was Memphis and Gallatin, they all have ordinances where one annually or biannually, I saw both, but I would say annually, that the fire marshal and the building inspector go into any commercial or business and just inspect to make sure that, you know, there's places to get in and out in case of a fire, or, you know, like these buildings that have sit there empty for years and have just ruined, and now we're having to tear down, you know, part of Rockwood because people don't take care of their property. This would ensure that the city is aware of what's, you know, if a building is in need of repair. So I would just ask if the city attorney could look into maybe an ordinance, you know, what we could do to make an ordinance, but I've
What's
printed
it
off.
called?
It's called the Life and Safety Project, is what they call it at the other cities. But I printed off some information for Mr. Lefevue to look at.
Okay, anything further?
That's it.
Councilman Fuller?
Nothing to say.
Councilman Holloway, do you have anything?
Yes, Mayor. I'd like to say thank you to all of our employees, all of the work they've been doing, and we got a good bunch of employees, appreciate every one of them. I would especially like to thank the police department this time. I know they got a theft ring of about over $20,000 in cash last month, and looked at the drug reports, and they've been working the drugs real hard. So we appreciate you continue working on that. Chief, you're doing a good job. That's all I got.
Councilwoman Evans.
First thing, Thunder Road Festival this Saturday, April the 2nd. So,
This Saturday?
This Saturday, and hope everyone can be there. Now, Becky, I would like a list of all their part-time employees with their salaries listed, please, for all departments.
What time does that start, Councilwoman?
Well, they'll start setting up about 7, but people come around 9 or 10, yeah.
Okay.
And Max will fly the flag for us.
Okay.
We
Anything
have a
further?
police officer walk through every now and then. Thank you.
And Rick, you're gonna help them, the street department and everything?
Yeah.
Matt, you'll take care of the flag? Okay. All right. Thank you. Anything else, Councilwoman Evans?
No, I'm through.
Let's wrap. Anything? I'd like to appoint a committee, Councilwoman Evans, Councilwoman Wilson, and Rick. We have, 911's called, we have 3 roads that we need to name. And I'd like y'all to bring back a recommendation.
3 roads.
3 roads. One of them, and I thought it had a name. I even tried to look it up. The one between, it goes from Gateway to Kingston Avenue. It's behind El Patron's, there where Cedar Mead lived.
Yeah.
That little short road right there, it doesn't have a name. So we've got to get it a name.
Short road.
Yeah, short road, or they call it no name when they call 911. Okay, and then we've got, is it 2 or 3, Becky?
2.
We got 2 roads at Walmart that need to be named. And y'all can get with her and she can show you where the 2 roads are. One of them is between the new Taco Bell and the Fast Pace, that little short one there, and we can't name them all Short Street. And then we've got one that comes around, I think goes from like Murphy's and goes by McDonald's and Taco Bell that runs that way. I don't think it's named. So we've got, I'd like for you all to get together on your committee and come up with some good names. Okay?
I think we could take a handle that.
Okay.
We're doing some good ones.
I want to thank all of our employees for the great job they've done. It's really going to pick up now. It's getting mowing time and it's going to make Rick off busy. And again, I want to thank every one of them, department heads and employees that make this city run. That's what makes this city go. I want to update because I've had a lot of complaints on a building down here on Front Street. I have met with the owner probably, I'm going to say, 3 months ago, 4 months ago maybe, it's been a while. Met with him, I talked to the chief, I met with the guy running it tonight in here earlier. We are working on it, working with them to work on it, get it better. But again, I guess, 4 months ago, maybe, yeah, and I met with Mr. Wells tonight. I know it has been a problem. They're willing to work with us on it to get it straightened out. But like I told Mr. Wells tonight, and we talked about it too, it's got to be straightened out. And that, I think they're going to work with us to do it. But anytime you have a problem, I worked on it Saturday, anybody has a problem, you need to call me about it. Can't get a hold of me, Becky can tell you how to get a hold of it. But we need to take care of it. And I think they're willing to work with us and work on it. So I appreciate, Wells, you meeting with me tonight. Appreciate you meeting with me. Steve, it's probably been 4 or 5 months ago. So appreciate that. Like Councilwoman Evans said, don't forget Thunder Road this Saturday. I'm sorry, I won't be there. I'm going to be moving my son to Nashville. He's got a new job, so old Dad will be moving him again. So I'll be doing that. Yeah. So I'll be doing that. We appointed the committee, so we're good on that. I'm glad we were able to pass the swimming pool thing. We'll send it to them, see what they say. Again, I appreciate the county, I appreciate our commissioner standing up and getting us that 1.4 million for water improvements and sewer improvements. That's a good lick. That will really help us. That's big. I want to thank them for that. I want to thank all the council people for all the help, willing to serve on the committees. I appreciate that. I know it's time out of your day, but appreciate you doing that. But I want to thank our department heads and our employees. They're the most important thing in this town that keeps it going. They're important to us, and we need to show them. It's going to come budget time, and this is when we need to show them. We need to show them how important they are. That's all I've got tonight. Do I hear a motion we adjourn?
So moved.
Got a motion by Councilman Hall. Have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilwoman Wilson. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Of course, they be none.